Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the sunny summer seaside resort of central Antarctica at 23,000 feet. The sun barely creeping over the horizon for its some time. You're not quite sure when. You've been going steadily for about 18, 19 hours at this point. Time is fleeting. It is possibly approximately the 8th of December. You're not entirely sure, but it's somewhere between the 6th and the 10th. And we find our group having just discovered the remains of their wonderfully successful expedition, hiding out from enemies beyond the ken of men, at the edge of a large plaza in the middle of this glorious and ancient ruin of a city. And I think with this, it's time to wander around and see who we have and how they're sort of feeling generally. So let's start off with Charles. How's things?
Things are cold, RQ. Things are cold. It is time to get off this frigid wasteland with things that could be really interesting to learn about from a well-controlled lab in a safe building on a different continent.
No doubt, preferably with a room heater. So, moving on from Charles Stoddard, let's go and have a word with Stan Murphy and see how he's doing.
Well, Stan was feeling kind of heroic, still feeling heroic, unless once again, my fragile ego breaks. Didn't realize how fragile it actually was, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm sure it will be able to stand up to the events to come. After all, what could possibly go wrong? And absolutely, speaking of things going right, because who else would carry the tune of the group but Melody?
Yeah, Dr. Malleus here. When we started this adventure, I was hoping for a grand ballad, but unfortunately, we've had some sour notes, and I'm really afraid it may be a funeral dirge. But I know that we'll make it out of here in one piece.
Well, we'll do our best. Where that piece goes, who knows? But of course, none of this could even possibly exist were it not for the photographical evidence provided by Valentina. So, how's that lens doing?
It's getting a little frosty up here. It's cold, getting a little depressed. We came up here to save people, and I feel like we need to be saved. So, not going well.
Well, that sounds positive, which, given the amount of negatives that Valentina's carrying around at the moment, probably balances out. So we find that you have just basically run in to this makeshift redoubt, um, the entranceway covered with heavy leather hangings, um, oxygen tanks standing in the corner, um, pumping out something that approaches breathable air in here at least. And you see lying on a stretcher uh, Dr. Moore, who raises himself up on his elbows and says, oh, good. You made it back. thank you for coming. This is as good a place as we were able to find. Those things have, well, they keep coming back, but Miles here is managed to keep them away with the rifle, but ammunition is running low. It seems like mere handguns doesn't do anything, or doesn't seem to drive them away, but rifle bullets does. I don't know what the things want or what they're up to, but I fear we can't last long cooped up in here. And it's just as Dr. Moore finishes expostulating this that you start to hear a noise coming up through the feet of your boots. Well, I say a noise. It's more of an all-pervasive vibration, as though the very earth itself below you is disintegrating from within. It's quite a high frequency feeling, as the entire chamber that you're in starts to vibrate with this shrill noise that you can hear coming in, probably from the roof above.
So guys, you know what that sound tells me? That sound tells me it's time to go. We need to find Mrs. Lexington. Do we know where she is? Dr. Moore, do you know? Like,
Out,
we've got to get going.
out there somewhere.
That is not helpful. Okay. Hey, Patrick, Miles. Patrick, how about you? Do you have something better than that?
Haven't seen them since they went out on their expedition just about the time you left last time.
So they've been gone a while? That long? Okay. Anybody want to go and see if we can find them really quick?
I know you're all very worried, but I think we need to get out of this cavern now. We're approaching the resonance frequency. I'm afraid it might shatter.
Speaking of wanting to get out of the cavern, head Dr. Meyer has been gathering himself tighter and tighter together, knees up to his chest, softly just crying out, nine. And as the small chips and shards of rock and ice powder starts to drop down from the ceiling, he shouts out and sets out running out through the entranceway and out onto the plaza, where he gets all of about maybe 30, 40 yards before, in a oddly familiar manner, he trips and falls over, lying on the ground. Of course, he's not dressed for Arctic air, nor is he wearing oxygen tubes. Meanwhile, the vibrations are starting to dig under your skin, as the hum starts to take on a shrill hissing tone, as Patrick goes, "We've got to get out of here. It's that infernal machine of theirs. They melted the planes with that stuff. We're all going to die." Meanwhile, Moore sits up and says, "That's it. Get out. Anyone get it with a gun. Get ready. The rest of you, get out. Get to the aeroplane whilst you can," as he painfully shifts on his pallet, stifling a moan before pulling a knapsack to his chest, out of which he pulls a pistol, and waves to Charles, give me a hand."
To Charles to give a hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. So Charles will definitely go to help get the guy off the pallet so we can start getting the heck out of here. Because getting out sounds great.
Valentina's going to grab some sort of blanket or coat that she can see lying around and chase after Dr. Meyer
Sure.
and see if she can wrap him in that and try to herd him towards the plane.
Look, that sounds like a very good plan to me.
So as I'm trying to get out, I would love to see if I could figure out anything more about the sound, where it's coming from, seeing as I do have a specialty in acoustics.
Absolutely. Feel free to make a roll that feels applicable. Since I haven't
Science
looked
acoustics?
I feel that's a gimme.
Well, I think that went poorly. So let me go ahead, as that was a failure. Realizing that I'm not getting enough information, I'm going to throw myself to the ground so that I can feel the acoustics in my body.
Okay, absolutely. So I think the net effect of that, I'm going to guess that Stan is sort of joining the Exodus.
Yes, I'm getting my bolt action rifle out, and I'm going to have that at the ready in case things come.
Perfect. So, well, essentially,
That would be a fail on the push, by the way.
oh, beautiful. Oh, maybe back a bit. Charles. We get up there. Stan goes out. Charles is helping Dr. Moore. And Patrick runs out. So this basically means that Melody is last person lying, as it were, as opposed to standing, as the chamber starts to fill with this thick, vaporous fog of a dark blue radiance that starts to bleed through the roof of the chamber as little explosive pops begins to eat away swiftly at the eyes, the rocks, and practically everything else in the room. This, of course, also means that Dr. Malleus is the one that gets to make a sanity roll.
Reasonable.
Now we get to see if her luck is like Sue's luck or like Leonard Warwick's luck.
No, it's not. It is definitely not.
Oh, you got
They
that
are
Leonard
opposite sides of
Warwick
the-
sanity saves.
I've got that. I've got that bad luck for this one. Sue's got the good luck.
Okay, it is a mere D2.
All right. D4. And that is 2.
2. Wonderful.
So, Stefan,
Yeah.
Valentina would ask, because they made a comment about that sound destroying some of the planes, if I caught that correctly.
Yep.
So I kind of questioned some of them that on the way to where we're going about that, and whether or not are we going to have to stop it from shooting us out of the sky once we take off.
That brings up a good question. When they said planes, I thought they meant field. Did they mean airplane?
They meant airplane.
Okay.
There was the one airplane left, or there was the remains of one of the aircraft left up here.
Okay.
Look, if we're gonna be cozy, we're gonna be cozy. It'll keep us warmer. Let's get in the plane.
So
Okay.
you start heading back out into the plaza. As you go outside, well, everybody apart from Melody initially, you see 4 of these things, the elder things, up on the roof of the tower. One of them is wielding the device that you previously saw it use against the wings of your aircraft before you managed to drive it off. They seem to be, oddly enough, they don't seem to be paying you much heed. They seem to be more intent on doing whatever with the machine or whatever the thing is, doing whatever they want that they're doing against the top of the tower. Meanwhile, Melody, as you're getting back up on your hands and knees, you're realizing that it is clearly coming through from the roof, or at least it's the roof that's falling in as a result of all this harmonics. You can also make a listen roll.
All right. And that is a hard success. I can't make it
Success.
extreme.
I think I'm happy with a hard.
Okay.
Through the discordant dichotomy of notes and shrieking of the entire building, you hear a sound, or a collection of sounds, an operatic chorus, if you will, of 100 mouths, all shouting or singing one thing. Tickle-lily, tickle-lily, tickle-lily. As up from the back of the cabin comes this rolling mass of eyes, blubber, and mouths beyond anything that your mind can even fathom existing. So I think I want another sanity check for a Melody. Oh, goody.
That's a fail. I already hit it.
Yep, that's a fail. Failing this one is a D20.
That's 10 points. That hits on temporary already for indefinite for the day.
Okay, wonderful. So we don't even have to worry about the intelligence roll. So that's nice and easy. That basically then means that let's have a quick look. Why don't you roll me a d10, please, Melody?
Five.
5. Okay. Yes, I like this. I think I am going to say that Melody has this sudden fear in that everything just starts feeling constricted and constrained as all she can see are these massive eyes, the blabbering mouths coming towards her. No space is. There isn't enough space in here to get away. She has to find space. Basically, a severe attack of claustrophobia.
Sure. Jabbering to herself, she starts clawing and dragging herself on all fours at this point towards the small amount of light she can see, just repeating to herself over and over again, giggly, 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 as she stumbles out into the sunlight.
And frankly, at least out here is a couple of 100 meters wide open plaza, so there's that. But even that feels somewhat constrictive, frankly. As Melody scrambles out, Melody scrambles out, and Valentina is trying to get her doctor at least clothed, because he's lying shivering in the ice. Charles is basically half walking, half supporting Dr. Moore, and you see two of those large forms, their wings flapping almost like stop motion photography, their large black eyes unblinking as they take flight, and you're about halfway to the aircraft at this point. As they maneuver and fly over you and put themselves between you and the aircraft, hovering about 10 meters into the air, whilst the other two remain over the tower, over the redoubt. What are your initial moves, as it were, in response?
I'm pretty sure Stoddard needs to make a sanity check because he has read the reports about what happened to the previous doctors who were studying the corpses, and this is the first time he's seen one of these animate.
Ooh,
So
yes.
I'm pretty sure this is not great for him.
probably not great. We will give you that.
Yeah, I don't think Stan has either. I think the only thing I
Well, but actually, both of you will have seen them when you first arrived because they did attack the aircraft as you were running to the redoubt.
Oh, okay. I must have mixed that up a little bit. I'm sorry. It has been
It's
few months.
it's been a hot
for
hot
some
month.
reason I
Yeah.
thought we were fighting the Shoggoth earlier, not a thing. Either way, I don't think he's hardened yet.
Yes. Now that the Shoggoth is starting to appear in the tunnel entrance of the redoubt, everybody does get to roll a sanity for that.
Some of us have seen a Shoggoth before, correct?
Yes. Valentina at the very least has. So, and of course, Valentina has further discounts, but yes.
We can use luck to pass the sanity roll, right?
Pulp rules is you can spend 2 for 1, right?
Yeah.
You have to lose it and then spend the luck to negate some of the loss.
Okay, so I can't use the luck to pass my roll.
Now I'm trying to question myself. 1 second. No, you can't do it that way, I don't believe.
No, you have to take the. Ostensibly, you have to roll the sanity dice and then react on that.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of things you can't, since you can use luck to succeed on so many rolls. I had to check.
Yeah, and
I thought I had used luck in the past for that.
Pulp gets weirder.
Stoddard failed.
So Stan makes a hard success. Okay, so where are you?
Go Stan.
the guy with the gun.
Yep. So Stan merely gets to roll a d6.
Oh boy.
Oh no!
Come on. Oh yeah. Just under 5.
5. Whereas Charles and Valentina get a d20 each. Though, of course, Valentina has a lot of defenses, but still.
Sorry, how much did you say, Stefan?
D20.
Ah, yes.
I don't remember how much Valentina lost the first time offhand.
I don't remember either, so.
Hi, Charles.
Yeah, so now is the time for my second character to hit temporary or indefinite.
That's indefinite.
That's indefinite. I always forget which is which because it's the multiple stages. I don't have the flow chart in front of me.
Yeah, temporary, indefinite, and then permanent. At the very end.
I knew I was in the long haul one. Stoddard is now in the same place Warwick is, except for Warwick might actually be hiding away in a plane long enough, or in a base long enough to calm down. So for those who can't see the roll, that was 18 points of sanity loss from a character that only has 50 points.
So I put the rule in the chat, Tegan. You have to spend twice as much luck as your sanity to have it. So you would have to spend 36 points of luck to take 9 sanity loss. Is how that works.
Honestly, it's such a big loss at this point. I'm kind of like
9 doesn't save you.
Stefan gives me no. Let's do this.
We're
I got to go into the machine last time. I want to see where this goes. I do have the luck for this, but I'm choosing to be a problem.
Also enjoy that 18 points of Cthulhu Mythos.
And it's everyone's problem now.
Oh.
And Valentina, at least on the dice, is just as bad at 17. However, that's not going to be her final number. I recognize this.
No. Did I take any less for seeing this before, or you just want me to take that 17 as it is?
Valentina will take 2 less for this isn't her first rodeo.
Oh, does that come in for Stoddard as well?
I took a talent.
Oh, you took a
Oh,
talent for okay.
Well,
Oh, it's
also Valentina saw the Shoggoth that was down at the bottom of the tunnels the first time around.
of course, yeah. Sorry,
Mhm.
I'm piecing pieces together.
Yep.
Yeah, and also I hope people are okay with me choosing the bad option for my character. I'm not trying to ruin people's fun. I just was
No,
like,
I'm here for it.
it feels very poetic with sort of the lingering fear he's had about learning that like, oh hey, this thing that I was dissecting for my job, they apparently did this on my living compatriots who was here first time. I just feel like him losing it makes sense.
So just so you know, Stefan, I took 14 of that off my luck and took 1
Okay.
sanity loss.
Cool. Cool. So I will then ask Charles to roll a d10. Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Technically, well, I didn't lose it. So how does that work
So
for
yeah.
Valentina?
No, you're fine. You just take
I'm
1
good.
point
Okay.
of sanity, and you're
All right. All good.
Yep. Yes, that particular pulp talent has saved many a character.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, just a d10, please, Charles.
Sorry, what did you say?
A d10, please.
D10? Thank you.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, you know how you said that Charles is making the realization that what he thought of as inanimate historical curiosities actually did vivisect the prior expedition and his companions and so forth. It wasn't just the things. Everybody up here has been dealing with them. They're all in on it. They're all out to get you. So, Stan, having between you and Valentina, having completely kept your cool as you're being basically, well, frankly, herded towards this slathering monstrosity of eyes, mouths, and, well, frankly, any plasm. What's your sort of immediate intent?
So we're being blocked by the flying ones, right? They're kind of keeping us from getting to the plane right now.
Yeah.
Okay, Valentina, you've got more.
She's
Oh no,
got
it's
Dr.
Charles that was
Meyer.
carrying more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. You're with Dr. Meyer. Oh boy. Okay. Well, then that means you're not going to be any help. I'm just going to start firing at the ones that are in the air.
Okay.
And hope that I can scare them off and I can get people to follow me in this general direction. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll find out where people go. Let's see. Where's my roll? Hey.
Ooh.
an actual hit, and this bolt rifle action
Okay.
hits hard. So I pop one of them.
For 11 points. Ooh.
And
Um,
I yell at Charles to keep moving. With more, keep getting more to the plane. I know. I'm gonna yell that. I'm gonna say, Valentina, do you see where Dr. Malleus is? Where is she gone? Did we leave her behind? We got to get going to the plane. And that's it. That's all I can possibly do.
Valentina looks like a mother trying to get her toddler wrapped in their coat before they go outside, trying to catch this doctor out in the snow. I can't look right. I can probably try to make a spot hidden, but I'm trying to get this guy wrapped in this blanket so I can get him to the plane.
okay. Yeah, if push comes to shove and you have to start dragging him, I mean, I know Valentina is not completely incapable, but you'd probably end up moving slower than the approaching Shoggoth. Or the way the Shoggoth is moving at the moment. Having said that, it is also starting to crystallize a little bit on the edges as the tone of the is slowly going up in pitch. Meanwhile, making her way up from hands and knees and probably rushing as far into the center or towards the center of this plaza as possible, I imagine. How is our good audiology doctor doing?
She is still gibbering to herself, but now at this point. So, what do I see as I come out? Seeing as everything else it's all over the place now. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah. So basically, you're getting out. You see this large opening, which gives you hope for a second, and then you see the edges of the plaza and how they're vibrating in tune to the screeching behind you as that's going tenor to alto.
Well,
Sort of, you can feel the imminent of this whole area just going to collapse down upon you.
in my insanity, I am going to try to sing the inverse of this vibration in order to cancel it out. I would love to use Cthulhu Mythos for this.
Ooh. Okay. In which case, let's. Absolutely. So let's start off with an impromptu Cthulhu Mythos roll and see how Cthulhu-ish you end up.
I am going to use the 20 some odd points to make that extreme.
Ooh,
20 some odd points of luck to make that extreme.
Very nice. Absolutely. So the words come unbidden to your mind, in rhythm to the shaking of this entire plaza as through the mist of your eyes it's vibrating. Yeah. And go ahead and make an art singing roll as well, just to see what sort of volume you produce.
I will spend the 32 luck to make that a hard.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have a successful incantation. Go ahead and roll. I'm going to say, well, you made an extreme Cthulhu Mythos roll. I'm going to say roll 5d10.
Okay. Come on. Now the whole thing's now. Well, my system froze up.
Oh,
There we go. Could be worse, could be better. 18?
18. So you merely take 18 points of power loss.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we'll park you there for the second. And now go ahead and make a luck roll.
Oh, shit! That is a 13 under my current 27 luck. My luck had to roll around at some point for a hard success.
Basically, that means that the approximate location of the aircraft is as close to as far away from everything else that is threatening to fall down upon you as you in your mind's delusion. So let's go back to Charles.
Yes. So I believe, as you said, everyone. That means I believe all of the people on the expedition are also in on it.
Indeed, because they're here.
They're here. Okay. So what he feels is a moment of, I don't know if I'm on the right map. I can't see anything. I can't see any markers. So
we basically you're all up in sort of this area
perfect.
here. The plane is down here.
Okay, perfect. So into what is to Stoddard, and there's things coming up here and there. What Stoddard feels is a moment of crystal clarity, which we all know is anything but. He's going to try to remove himself in the chaos through stealth. So he's been supporting this injured guy, and he's gonna, like, there's gonna a moment where he's gonna try it. He wants to shove it away. Instead, he just kind of like leans him against the ice, kind of against the wall. I'm starting to see markers. And he's gonna start moving along one of the walls of this circular area towards one of the other like openings, he's gonna basically try to like move along the wall, trying to keep out of notice, away from where the monster's coming up and from where all the action is, to try to okay, now everything's populating. I'm sorry. So can I draw on this to show you what I'm intending? I've got a pointer. So he's going to start here, this area, and he's going to try to basically move along.
Like, okay, go around.
He's not going to move towards the
around the edge.
He's not He is not that insane, but he is literally trying to like slip out the back because he needs to get away from everyone. And I mean, yes, he could push the injured guy he's helping away, but then the guy might yell in pain and people would notice him.
Okay,
so you're roll stealth if you think it's appropriate.
I think what I'd like instead is a strength roll, just to see how well you do with dragging Dr. Moore along.
No, he's leaving Moore behind.
You're leaving Moore behind. Okay.
Yeah, Moore's being leaned against the wall. I'm not taking this guy. He's in on it. And he's a doctor. I'm not bringing a doc. He is going to be in charge of it. He knows exactly where to cut. I don't want any of this. Yeah, no. Moore is being. That's what I'm saying. I'm leaning the injured guy. He's being propped against the wall. Propped because if I throw him or push him, he might call out in pain. And this is more stay here and, trying to make his way away from everything out the back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so Charles is heading off that way. We got the Shoggoth coming ever closer.
I don't. Is the move I did about right for the scale? I don't know.
It works. It's
Okay.
after all, this is the glory of Cthulhu combat rounds. Is they're wonderfully elastic.
But out of character, we all know the bad idea that's happening.
I just want to extend the analogy that we've been getting. I feel like we're rounding up a bunch of 4-year-olds. At least that's how it's going to be.
Absolutely herding cats.
Yep.
Only we're also the cats?
Meanwhile, it's down, the plane is down this way. I'm just going to put that on stream. So the plane is down here. From the plane, also a shot rings out, but seemingly goes wide. Oh, thank you. As your friendly pilot also joins in the firefight. You did manage to somewhat wing Stan, one of the two interposed things. So there's that, but not enough to seemingly drive it off. What's going to happen next is that the Shoggoth, having been counter-commanded by the spell cast by Dr. Malleus, of course, Dr. Malleus, whilst she dragged out of the back of her brainstem some verbal noises that just seem to fit the various inscriptions that subconsciously she's been noting ever since she arrived here. Of course, to the countertune of the whistling wind that's streaming high up above, coming out of the plateau by the Black Tower. And stops its advance and instead starts to move slowly backwards, but at a somewhat slower pace than it came out, mainly because the edges of it are starting to crystallize in ice with icicles, etc. Eyelashes are starting to droop a bit with frost and all that good stuff. But yes, you've essentially managed to do an impromptu casting of Dispel Shoggoth. Much to the chagrin, of course, of the things that were trying to command it to round you up. So there's that. So this means that the two things are, well, one of them at least is going to flatten down. The uninjured one is going to make a dive for Herr Dr. Meyer. But of course, that has a problem because Valentina is right over him. So alternatively, it could be seen that one of the first follower is going to make a dive for, well, let's call it Valentina in a similar. Second follower is going to dive down and head for Dr. Moore, since he's lying semi-prone on the ground, having been dropped by his crutch. This does, of course, mean that he's flying pretty much straight over Stan. And that's the previously wounded one. Melody is still in her altered state, as is Charles. So what are the four of you up to this time?
Forget Moore. He's a lost cause. I'm gonna. Can I shoot at the one that's trying to get at Valentina and Dr. Meyer? Maybe.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, let's do that instead. I mean, you know, when you're escaping a predator, you don't have to be the fastest.
Yep. Just leave a trail of crumbs behind you.
And I'm going to spend the 5 luck, because that will be totally worth it.
Absolutely.
Once again, 11.
Solid hit.
Like, are they at least paying attention to me after I do that, or are they?
Oh, they're definitely feeling it. You get the sense that they're probably not feeling it completely.
Okay.
But they're definitely feeling it.
They noticed. Okay, they noticed. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's yet again, you wing it, but since you're winging a wing, it's clearly in less control than it was prior.
And yeah, I mean, Valentina, start dragging Meyer's ass to that plane. I'll round up the others the best I can, and then I'll start yelling at the other two. Hey, where are you guys going? Get back here! Get to the plane, or not get back here. Just get to the plane. I'm yelling at everyone.
So Valentina has, I think, at this point, finally got the blanket wrapped around Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
Turns towards the thing flying at her and fires the flare gun at it.
Ooh. I knew there was a reason there were flare guns on that plane.
I got an extreme success. Yes. I don't know if that works on flare guns.
Yeah, under these circumstances, I kind of have to give you the impale. So max plus roll.
Well, okay. That'll be so it needs to roll a luck roll or catch fire.
Mm-hmm. Let's see how we're doing with that.
So 16 fire damage from the flare.
16 fire damage from the flare. It's already taken 4 damage from the bullet that got through armor. That's 20 points. He's got a total hit points of that. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's just about enough for it to basically lose control at pretty much 0.0 range. So, go ahead and make a dex roll, Valentina.
Fantastic. Hot 2.
Or 2. Yeah, you manage to roll aside from this burning wreck of a creature as it plummets down pretty much on top of you, but not on top of you as it were, because you roll out of the way.
After it hits, Valentina turns towards Meyer and kind of slaps him. Get to the fucking plane or they will eat you. And just runs for the plane after that.
Okay. Fortunately for Herr Dr. Meyer, he was on the other side of you from the crash, so he doesn't get engulfed in the flaming wreck of a monster. Because that sanity loss would probably be enough to send him permanent. But meanwhile, we're going to roll our 5 attacks out here.
What?
2,
I am assuming Dr. Moore is getting eaten or eviscerated. There's a fumble in her.
Yeah, there was a fumble in there. So.
He would be, apart from the fact that second follower, being second follower, only has a 45% attack chance. So whilst one tentacle ostensibly catches hold of him, the fumble means that second follower bashes him, misflies and flies into the wall over by where Dr. Moore is, flutters off somewhat into the distance, a bit basically suffering from concussion, or the thing equivalent. So first follower is no more. Oh, that's because I need to be on here. So he's dead. He has moved off. And the Shoggoth has moved away as well. Charles.
He's keep moving down that escape path, trying not to be noticed.
Yeah. As you're doing that, you sort of shake yourself, and you look around, and what you have this sense of having been, well, perhaps even embarrassingly scared, but you can't bring yourself, you can't work out why.
He's still scared, but he can't remember what else he was scared of.
Yep.
So basically, there was about like effectively 10 seconds where he just blanked.
Mm-hmm.
He has skipped. He's basically the record is skipped. So he sees that there's the Shoggoth, there's the plane, and I believe everyone's trying to run to the plane now.
With the exception, of course, of Dr. Moore, that's incapable of running.
Who's right next to the Shoggoth.
Well, the Shoggoth that's withdrawing back into the tunnel complex. So it doesn't take
So
long for it to go out of sight.
Can does it look like Stoddard can get back to Moore and go back to bringing him to the plane? Like he's kind of like, wait, I was taking this guy out with me. He's over there. Just that kind of like frantic scramble back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Look, because he wasn't going to do that if the Shoggoth was right there. No matter where sanity might be. But that was the job he had, so there's going to be essentially just a full-on scramble to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Very confused.
Meanwhile, Melody, just a little bit of elucidation and let you see in behind the curtain, as it were. You were, of course, alone when you saw the Shoggoth. This means that your bout is lasting hours as opposed to minutes.
Okay. I assume the main vibrations have calmed down. Is that correct?
Yes.
So now at this point, I am moving towards the center of the plateau, and I am now trying my damnedest to sing the Elder Thing equivalent of Friend.
Okay. I guess the next logical person to ask is Stan, since Valentina is presumably helping Dr. Meyer to get towards the plane.
So I'm seeing Melody just singing away.
Yeah,
so I'm sure she's fine. And what is Stoddard doing to Moore? Anything?
I was going to say,
can I yell at Stoddard? Hey, can you pick up Moore? Get Moore here. This is our chance to get in the plane. Come on, let's go. And I'm going to start walking to the plane. Actually, I'm going to try to walk up to Melody to see what's going on.
I mean, Stoddard is actively trying to pick up Moore at this point, so, you know.
Yep. I hope you're going to do what I think you're going to do, but we'll see. But yes, I'm just barking orders, hoping that it seems like, the only person listening so far is Valentina. So, yeah, and see what Melody is doing, because this singing thing is weird, and now is not the time to be singing, Melody. We got to go. Oddly enough, your name is Melody.
If anything, I know how to name pulp characters.
so as Stan approaches Melody, is she paying him any heed, or?
She continues to sing. She is now inviting Stan to join her in the chorus.
Lady, I'm afraid I don't have a singing voice. These vocals are made for barking, yelling, and telling the latest guy, hey, I'm going to kick your ass. Now, if you don't want to get in that plane, I'm going to have to kick your ass. Now, get moving. All right, I'm just going to drag her. I'm going to grab her by like whatever, a random appendage, a piece of clothing sticking out, any handhold I can grab. I'm just going to grab her and start dragging her.
I'd love to make a fighting brawl move to try to get away.
Sure.
All right, so
that sounds like a post-fighting brawls to me. Grapples.
yes. I've got bad news for you. I'm a brawler.
I
And you rolled a hard success.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Back.
I
Fighting
win the
backs.
tie.
Yeah. Although, of course, I mean, out of the three, you could spend the 6 luck to make the to go to extreme melody if you want.
I am not. I am not. I have no plan to do that. I would love if Stan did that, but I understand if he wants to sit on his luck.
I don't need it. I'm gonna just ride it out and
Yeah.
drag you over to the.
Oh,
to the
okay.
plane.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Well, a keeper's got to try what a keeper's got to try.
I want to fight. I don't want to die just to die.
So is Valentina able to get Meyer moving, or is he not gonna go willingly?
He'll get moving slowly. Yeah, you sort of half moving him, half dragging him, half carrying him.
Okay, I've moved closer to where I think the plane is. It's over by that
Yeah,
this area here, isn't it? Yeah.
But basically, with that, you do over the next 10 minutes or so manage to get to the plane where you left your pilot, who says, "Well, we'd better get going before those things come back. Who knows how much time we have, but." We still have quite a bit of maintenance to do before we can get started. If anybody can help out, that would be really good. If not, just stand around with as many rifles pointing outwards as you can. This will take a while. That right engine needs, well, at least a couple of quarts of oil, if nothing else. And it does actually take about 3.5 hours or so.
Is that enough time for me to break out of it, or am I still tied up in the back of the plane?
By which time, or towards the end of that at least, the soundtrack reverts to just the high-pitched wind noises from above, as opposed to the, well, maybe melodic sounds coming from inside the cabin. Well, actually, I'm imagining not inside the cabin, because you probably take any opportunity to crawl out to get out from the enclosed space. Yeah, melody seems a lot more quiescent if you leave it tied up outside the plane than trying to put her in.
I can do that.
So I finally quiet down, ask to be put in the plane, and then proceed to pass out.
Oh, you've only been hyperventilating for 3 hours.
So is there any way we can make it go faster, or we just have to wait it out?
That's pretty much making it go faster.
Okay.
He wants to take 6 hours to do this. You're basically double timing him.
We said you got 3, and one of those movie tropes.
Yep.
Okay.
So hopefully the engines can take it. So yes, you have a plane. you have a crew. You have 3 out of 5 rescued personnel. During this time, the professor will have said, but yes, but what about, okay, we must wait for Miss Lexington. We need
Do you
that
have any
footage.
clue? Do you have any clue where she is?
I don't, but she can't be far off.
You got a flare in that flare gun? Do we want to actually fire one in the air? Like, you know how they're supposed to be used?
How many did I have? Yeah, I've got a couple left. We can try that if you want to. It might attract other attention, but they already know we're here, so. Do you want to try it?
Yeah.
All right. I will use a flare gun in the appropriate way and try to signal to Alexa.
Absolutely. No roll required. You've been through enough safety at sea briefings on the journey here to know how this is done, even not under duress. So you fire off a flare that hangs luminous and ominously red in the sky. It's a mixture of actinic white and sharp dark shadows as the sun is moving behind the backing mountain motifs of the Miskatonic Range. And everybody gets a chance to do a spot hidden.
I do have one other question, Stefan.
Sure.
During the last few hours of waiting for this whole thing to go down, is that one I shot with the flare gun still laying out there? It hasn't moved or crawled away or anything?
Correct, yes. Or
At some point, I would have gone over then and snapped a picture. So just to have that documented, that these things can be killed. But spot hidden?
Yep.
Extreme.
So yet again, eagle-eyed Valentina, and shortly followed by Charles, who just happens to be glancing in the right direction at the time, does see what appears to be an answering flare, probably about maybe mile or two off in the distance, so somewhere beyond the plaza to the east, so towards the large statues at the outflow of the river at the edge of the city.
Well, I hope they're moving this way.
That is a valid hope.
Did we have binoculars or something on the plane?
Yeah.
So I would dig around for them and watch that direction, see if in the next 10 minutes, I can see them kind of, somebody moving this direction. Or any Shoggoths, or not any Shoggoths, creatures heading them that way.
Yeah. Let's have a quick.
Unless the pilot thinks we can go that direction in the plane and pick them up before we do, but I don't think that that's possible.
The issue is more finding somewhere to land in that approximate area. There's not a whole lot of good spots to put down, but Ralph Dewitt is indeed lucky. Acacia less so. So I would say that yes, you do see a form in white Arctic heavy gear. Well, it's either that or a polar bear. A little bit difficult to tell at distance. Clambering over the remains of the roofs of one of the buildings as it sticks up above the ice mass.
Okay.
Maybe heading in your direction, you think? But yeah, if you keep an eye on them over the next 5-10 minutes, and okay, yeah, probably heading in this direction.
Okay. I guess we'll keep a lookout. If we see anything heading towards them, maybe we can head them off. But because how many rifles do we have? Just 2? I'm pretty sure.
I have one.
The pilot had one, and you had one. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So you have 4 right now. You have 4 between you because Peter has one,
Okay.
and the pilot has one.
Gotcha.
And it's maybe 45 minutes or so, but a very bedraggled Miss Lexington alongside the drill master, as in the drill for drilling holes, not military precision drills. Ralph Dewitt shows up, big packs, trundling along with large film camera. Says, "Oh, we are so. Oh, thank you for. We thought we were going to be lost forever up here. Oh, those things just. Well, we've managed to keep hiding, but I think we've got some good. I think we've got enough good footage. Let's get out of here."
Yes, let's get out of here. Whatever we can do to expedite us getting out of here, I believe is what we're probably universally doing.
GTFO maneuver, got it. And yes, you managed to pack yourself into the Junkers and get going. Takeoff is, well, I should probably make a roll. There's a bit of a side wind gust, and it's not exactly the best looking takeoff ever recorded by mankind, but the good thing about aircraft is when the instruction manual says that this aircraft will take off at 72 miles an hour, when you reach 72 miles an hour, it will take off. The editor's decision is final. So you do eventually become airborne twice, but second time, it stays in the air. As you trundle back around and climb up and settle down for what is the exceedingly turbulent and very slow fight against the headwind that's rushing up into the valley, leading to the city. And after a seemingly interminable amount of time, you eventually break through out into the actinic Arctic afternoon light. As you come out onto the outside of the valley, cutting through the Miskatonic Range, and you start wending your way down towards the remains of Lake's camp, which is actually a question. You are in a plane. You ostensibly, having asked the pilot, you do theoretically probably have the range to reach any known location. That you happen to be aware of. So you could actually fly as far as your base camp, or you could head back to the lake camp remains, or you could head to the German cache. Your choice, really.
Is there any reason to take these people anywhere but the base camp? And do they have any input as to where they want to go?
I think that
I mean, we've got injured people, so that's the thing.
Yeah. There's certainly disparate views. Professor Moore would like to go back, I think, to Lake Camp, just because that's where he thinks most of the people are. It's probably where he can get the best care for his leg, at least initially.
Question.
Yeah.
Because again, this has been a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
We basically started the evacuation of one of the camps to the other camp.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
which one is everybody going to?
Everybody's heading towards base.
Okay. So when he starts going on about that, Stoddard is going to be, as an important update, Dr. Moore. Everyone is in the process of evacuating Lake Camp and going to the base camp, which is so as many supplies and skilled personnel as possible will be at the base camp or in transit away from Lake Camp at this time.
Well, that's. I don't know whether to say it's good news or unfortunate news, but I think with that I see Miss Lexington's view that perhaps getting to the ships is would be a better idea.
Though I know that the fuel depot was mentioned. Are we in need of fuel Are we in need of that fuel?
Not for the plane to reach the base camp, providing the weather has held.
But if it hasn't held, would it be better to stop and top off?
Oh, absolutely.
Can we afford that detour? Because I personally do not trust the weather to be natural. Too much has been unnatural on this expedition.
Oh, I'm sure. Yes, I don't see why not. And it'll give us a chance to make sure that things are properly collected from Lake's camp. After all, we have a number of remains to repatriate. So, hearing no objection, the plan seems to be stop off at Lake Camp with the accessible fuel depot, refuel, and continue on down to base camp / the SS Gabrielle / and I forget briefly the name of Miss Lexington's ship.
Sounds good to me. Anyone that hasn't caught up with us by then is as good as dead anyway.
Absolutely. So we will see how well the approach into Lake Camp goes, because that is, after all, quite a windy. Oh, okay. A functional landing. The plane remains in one piece, and you the camp is quite busy. In that they're preparing for the next run of the Weddell, i.e., your Boeing 348, when it's due to return, probably in about 4 hours' time after you land. This is now somewhere, as far as you find out, December the 9th. So you've been going for probably 30 hours, more or less, straight. So probably why Melody took the opportunity to go unconscious. But I imagine that whilst you're on the ground, that you all take advantage to get at least 2 or 3 hours of rest before heading on down. And that's an open question. Having gotten to Lake Camp, are you taking essentially a lot full night's or day's rest, or do you just want to try to push and keep going?
About how many more people / runs are there until we have all of the people and key items out with us?
Probably about 4 runs in total, which will take a total of about 2 days between the 2 aircraft that remain.
Well, I'd be ready to stay here because I definitely want to be here when the fat lady sings.
Valentina is exhausted and could use some sleep, so she has no problem staying.
Charles and Stan, any thoughts?
I almost want to make like a constitution roll to see how well Stoddard is holding up after the sheer adrenaline that's hit him.
Please.
But it's been a couple, it's been a long day, if I remember.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it's been, frankly, a long couple of days almost.
I'm gonna do a constitution roll with a penalty just because I kind of feel like where he's gonna be. Yeah, he is probably passing. He is probably swaying where he stands. He does not want to stay, but it's one of those he's having trouble standing up, tired.
I guess I'm staying.
Yeah, or at the very least, you have probably 8 hours before the next flight that's sort of on the schedule. to go down to base camp.
And the group of us just pass out in a trauma bonded cuddle puddle, apparently.
Pretty much. Well, with the exception of Dr. Moore, who, well, he's passed out, but he's also taken away and taken under the wing of the German group here at the camp, who's sort of have the senior personnel. They arrange for a separate airlift for him to be taken to a hospital in Buenos Aires. And so after about 5 or so hours, so the 4 hours after you arrive, the Waddell comes back and starts its turnaround for its next flight down to base camp, which will be another 4 hours. An hour after that, there is a large thrumming on the air as a large Zeppelin arrives from the west.
What kind of markings on it?
German.
Did we know anyone had a Zeppelin down here?
The Barsmeyer Falcon people had hinted at it, but they hadn't really said so explicitly.
I didn't think Zeppelins would work well this cold, honestly. So there's sort of there's the double level of confusion.
Indeed. Now, this does mean that there is an open invitation for any of the 4 of you that wish to accompany Dr. Moore on the Zeppelin to Buenos Aires to do so.
Is it a hydrogen Zeppelin?
Oh, yes.
That's scary.
I mean, I'm definitely staying here until the end. So I'm waiting to be on the last plane out of camp.
What year is the
Stan
game
wants-
taking place in?
1938.
I just looked at.
Sorry, 1938?
Yeah.
Okay, double checking. Okay, so we are all aware of the Hindenburg. So in character, we do know how explosive they can be. That's why I had to double check.
Well, that's like the thoughts going through Valentina's head. Is anybody wants to stop the Germans, they're going to have a chance to do so if they want to now, because one flare gun's going to make that thing go up.
They also go so slow though, don't they?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's like a week's journey to get up to Buenos Aires from here.
Honestly, that's faster than I would have thought. Shoot. I'm trying to think. It's like, is the need to is where's the escape button feeling? Like, do we go or do we think we're more likely to die on that?
Can I send Roger on it and Stan will stay behind?
Unfortunately, Roger is down at base camp, so isn't aware at the moment.
Just his luck. It's like I didn't even roll a luck roll and I still failed.
I feel like, if it helps, I feel like Warwick wants to be on that as well. I think Stoddard had slight, like, he had basically the big panic brain freeze, but like it didn't even Stefan said, it didn't really, there's like, wait, why was I so scared? What's going on? So he wants to leave, but it's not that, it's not quite as much in his bones as it is for Warwick. So I think Stoddard's going to be like, okay, no, we got to get off fast, but we got to get everyone off. So that's where he is. We'll commit to out of character, possibly dying on this godforsaken planet, continent.
Valentina's definitely staying, but is getting pictures of the Zeppelin for prosperity.
Absolutely. And of course, I misspoke, 33, but still. So Dr. Morris brought aboard, and with much thrumming and waving of flags, the Barsmeyer Falcon expedition Zeppelin sets off for hopefully parts known. And so by what is presumably about the morning of December 12th, the remains of Lake Camp, such as they are, have been packed up, and you're forming the last crew, basically the last loaders and crew of the Waddell for its final flight down to base camp in the SS Gabrielle. This also means that you are the flight that is carrying the remains of the original lake party that have been recovered from the cairn. That's the last action of the expedition. Miss Lexington has already gone ahead to join the Tallahassee. And from what you've heard on the radio signals, the Tallahassee has already set sail. He's heading up to Hobart. Apparently, assuming they can make it out through the pack ice. And you reach base camp around about midday or so, if from what you can tell from where the sun is. And it takes another couple of days to load back the SS Gabrielle, mainly because you have to work around the fact that the ice flow that you initially landed on, of course, broke up quite severely as you arrived. So it's nowhere near as easy a loading bay as it was an unloading bay. But you can still bring the Gabrielle alongside, run up the metal ramps, get out the tractors from base camp and drag everything aboard. So it's about the morning of the 14th when from various locations on the deck of the SS Gabrielle, everybody gets to make spot hidden rolls.
Hard success
Nope.
for Stoddard.
Me and Stan got this.
I'm finally paying attention.
Wait, so we basically kind of fast forward. Did we at any point find any evidence of what's happening with Suze?
Nope.
Not yet.
Speaking of Arctic survivors, what you do see on the horizon is what appears to be a blowing trail of ice or snow in the air just above the ground, moving slightly right to left across the horizon. As various binoculars, ships, glasses, etc., are brought to use, what eventually comes out of the distance is a dog sled driven by driven by a team of dogs, but there's actually two teams of dogs with it. So dogs running around a dog sled being drawn along. And a familiarly bulky shape at the back of the sled that resolves itself eventually into Big Suze, who arrives, well, in the scheme of things, just about in the nick of time before the SS Gabrielle heads out to sea. As in, they've already raised the loading plank from the last load, but seeing her arrive, they put it back down so that you can bring sled and dogs, etc., aboard.
Well, howdy, y'all.
Valentina goes down to meet Big Suze and takes a picture of her as the dogs roll in.
I think Stoddar's going to come down, and he's definitely like amazed, like, Suze, where have you been? But he's also really excited to see the dogs. Because let's be honest, he's been a big softie with the dogs this entire run. He's like, and that, Suze, you're back. What happened? Where were you and the team? Are the dogs okay?
Suze walks in. You see her face is sunken in. She's clearly hasn't eaten well in days. As far as you can guess, she's probably been sustaining herself on bits of wildlife she's been able to catch. Yeah, the dogs are fine. Just need to drop them off before I go back out.
Back out? What are you talking about? We gotta go. We gotta. The ship's leaving. We gotta go.
No, I can't go.
What do you mean?
Why?
You were at that tower. We can't let that be here. It's got to be protected.
So Stoddard wasn't. So he is incredibly confused, and he's looking at those of you who were at the tower. I think Valentina was there. Stoddard is completely flummoxed.
That tower's been there for a very long time, Suze.
Yeah.
It's going to be there for a very long time.
And there's going to be an expedition after us, and one after that, and one after that.
Stefan, can Leonard be present?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So, while this is happening, for the past bit, Leonard's been he's been very withdrawn. He's been in a bit of a state. Some of the characters know why. They remember what happened. and it's clear whatever distrust and uncertainty people have towards him, he's also holding towards himself. He hasn't really spoken much in the past few days beyond what's barely necessary. His voice is a little dry, and he'll actually kind of make his way forward. He looks a bit drawn and thin in the face for different reasons than Sue's. He has been eating, but just the strain's been has been bearing down on him, and he will say, hey, "You're right. It, I, this continent is the last place I want to be. The tower is the last place I want to be. But you're right. We can't leave it."
Do you want to stay with me?
I don't believe that's the right word, but I think you're right that I need to.
We need as much pemmican and supplements as we can get, and we need a couple new teams of dogs, and we need to get out of here and let everyone else get back to the mainland. And Valentina, I need your negatives.
Wouldn't it be a much more comfortable time keeping people out of here if you came back and prevented other expeditions from coming here? Kind of like Nathan can't remember the guy's name that was sabotaging the expedition, but he would mention his name. Like, if there were multiple of us doing that, that might be a better. We could prevent people from even coming here, and you wouldn't have to be so fucking cold all the time.
It's not just people coming back, and this is Leonard. It's the machine can't break down. It can't break down. It has to keep running.
Exactly.
There's enough of you that can keep them at bay, but it can't break any further.
I understand. I will do what I can to prevent people from coming here, but I'm not staying here.
I want to make you.
So, with your permission, I'm going to grab my supplies, says Leonard, and he's going to go away and try to basically get what he can for what he knows is going to be a very short time left. And whatever he can convince him to let him take for edible, since they won't be feeding him on the ship.
Yeah, no, there's given you're essentially departing easily a month plus 2 months even before schedule. So you have essentially 2 months worth of supplies of 30 men. Which is basically more than you can carry, as it were, even with dog teams. So supplies are not going to be an issue. And you also know where the or at least approximately the Barsmeyer Falcon supply post is. Now that's important because that also has what might be a salvageable radio. You could therefore get in contact with the Barsmeyer Falcon should you wish to, and there's always their supplies, etc. So yeah.
Stoddard or Warwick knows that this is like couple weeks to a couple months at most. his staying behind's a little bit different than guarding. He was inside the machine.
Yeah, no, it's a noble
Less
deed, I
noble,
would say.
more eating at him.
Mhm.
He's got what 20 sanity left, and most of it was eaten by that place. And he is an engineer.
Absolutely. No, I have no argument against the decision. I'm not certainly some of the remaining people on the expedition, particularly the captain of the ship, is going to be rather incredulous, but he's by no means going to stop you.
Well, with a packed sled and new dogs, I guess Suze and Warwick will start our path back up towards the tower.
And just as you're about to leave, Roger comes wandering down and goes, "Hey, you two, where are you heading off to?"
Keep things safe.
You stay here, Roger. You don't want to know where we're going.
You're probably right. How about I send you guys off with a drink, huh? A little
I'd
toast.
never turn that down.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And so I think we close the curtains tonight on the middle of the afternoon of December 14th, 1933, in the Ross Sea on the SS Gabrielle. The entire crew lined up against the rail, watching as into the distance depart what we shall call our two heroes, for who knows what adventures they will face on as they begin the second part of their expedition up to the mountains of madness. Thank you all. It has been a pleasure, and as ever, these players are all that one could ask for. And we shall see you next time. Good night.